All right, welcome to the beta test of Battles, Passes, and Crashes. We are your hosts, Dean,
And Rachel.
and we are here to just talk about, as armchair racers, the latest race in Malaysia, Japan. Lots of talking points. I think the we should just jump into the new winner of the season, Enea Bastianini, coming off just to be honest, it's a horrible year. It's a horrible year for him.
His words were shit season.
Shit
I
season
believe. Yes.
is what he said,
Yes.
and he essentially scored 1/3 of his points in this race.
Yeah.
He got to 25, and he now has 76 total.
Yeah.
For the season. Rachel, I know you're a huge fan of him. I like him, but you're a much bigger fan.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first. What are your thoughts on this win?
I mean, finally. It's hard because we haven't talked about him all season, and so it's really hard to hear what the journey has been like, other than he crashed, and then he got crashed out by Luca, then he crashed out Luca. So right, it was Luca.
I think he was involved. There are a lot of
yeah,
people.
there are a lot of
his
people
accident,
involved.
yeah.
He was really the only one really injured.
Yeah.
From it. So all of a sudden we heard that he moved his rear brake to his front finger or to his finger, and all of a sudden the world changed.
It just clicked.
Where has that been all this time? I don't understand. I wonder because I think his injuries in the second crash were his ankle and his wrist or something.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if that was his braking foot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, finally, he just looks so good.
Yeah, it's a huge difference from. He missed a lot of races, and in the races he was in, he looked very lackluster.
Yeah.
So it's astounding. Like the last race before this still wasn't that great, and to have this 180 turnaround, just
overnight,
is astounding.
I mean, there was a race last week.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't. He had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And again, it's astounding how one little thing can make.
It seemed like people were either on or they were just off yesterday.
There's a lot of people not doing.
Alish, Bender, people that we don't expect to crash. Obviously, we had Mir, we had Oliveira, but
Marquez, of course, we knew that.
I mean, whatever. But it seemed like if you're on, you're on. Alex Marquez crushed it.
What are your thoughts on Bastianini in the sprint race? He had a great form there too.
I mean, he wants to stay on Ducati.
Do you think he'll be doing that same thing
no,
next year?
I don't think,
because Bastianini Bagdayan's I really want him to stay as my teammate, as if he's going to be his wingman.
That's not how that works, because he did not want Bastianini to be his wingman last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was Miller, and then it was now you have Bastianini. Oh, there's someone on the other side of the garage with me.
Mm-hmm.
If he stays like this, then I want him to be my teammate.
And he's so far behind me.
Yeah. And this year he's having a battle with Maritn, so now he's oh, Maritn shouldn't be my teammate now. I get it. I'd be the same way. But yeah.
What do you think going forward in the last two races of the season? What are your thoughts on Bastianini's performance? Do you think he'll still be able to sharpen? You think this is a fluke? What do you think?
I mean, he was so consistent last year. I don't see why he won't at least have good form. I'm not saying he's going to podium again, but I think he'll be in it. What do you think?
I think he'll be in it. With these last few races, I'm sure there's no team orders, but I'm pretty sure people want to stay out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants to make anyone.
Yeah, no one wants to make any mistake. So it's for somebody for Bastianini, because he's in a precarious position. If Maritn wins, his seat's on the line. And so,
I see what you're saying. What's the fine line of being aggressive / getting in the way?
Yeah,
of, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he likes this shit. Yeah. I think he likes having to have more rules and restrictions, I think it kind of turns them on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, speaking of like his role in the championship and the championship in general, what are your thoughts now? Martin took 2 points out of Bagnaia in the sprint race, but Bagnaia got 3 points back. So back at the end of the weekend, Bagnaia is up 1 point in the championship. Still 2 races left. Still a whole lot of swinging could happen one way or the other. What are your what are you thinking is going to happen in Qatar, where they're both strong at Martin and Bagnaia? They're both very strong there, and going into Valencia with these last 74 points left.
I mean, the controversial here answer is that satellites can't win. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
Martin's going to win.
I seem to recall yesterday, before we watched the race.
I said if one wins. I was certain one of them was
asterisk. Satellite not winning, and I agreed with your statement that whoever won, and I'm going to apply it as between the two of them, they were going to win the championship, and I think that's right. I don't think team orders are going to get in the way. I think it's just purely Bagnaia has it.
It looks like the momento's gone back his way a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like swung so much where like he's just leaving Martin. I think he just has enough of a cushion to get him through the end.
It'll probably go to Valencia, but it'll probably be like if like last year, if Bagnaia crashes and Martin wins, then there you go. And that's just my.
I think, yeah, Martin obviously wants to win. I mean, everybody does. That's your goal being there. I don't know if he sees this as his best chance or his only chance. I guess what I'm trying to say, like, there's so many people who say that, like a satellite can't win. A satellite can't win. I totally disagree. This is showing that it is very, very possible. And
last year also, super close. However, it's. I think it is scalable,
but it wasn't
in the
as
translation.
Close as this. He still had a larger buffer to Bastianini.
He had a larger buffer to Bastianini. Oh well, that's because Quartararo was in the mix.
Yeah.
So like they were eating up points.
No, yeah. But
as far as like, there hasn't been like a near competitor. Like Bezzecchi getting injured messed up that three-way play. Aleix last year, like there was just too many people stealing. Yeah. But I would say Bastianini was probably similar level as Martin was last year. There were just other people eating up points. Or what do you think? I know you think Martin was better.
I think Martin's better. You just had a stretch of just like being like 4 races in a row, like just taking both wins. I mean, Bastianini was great, but he wasn't like rattling off 4 in a row.
Oh, you know what? It's hard to compare.
It absolutely is. It completely is.
It's two different.
Yeah. It's totally different. So going into Qatar, who do you think comes out on top? Not like who's like leading the championship. Like who do you think is
who's gonna have a better weekend?
Yeah.
I mean, Bagnaia just fucking pulls this shit out.
Yeah, man. I don't know. He's
like
he doesn't seem.
He doesn't belong. Like so many podiums he's had recently, he just doesn't belong on the podium.
Yeah. Just like he just happened to be there, right place, right time. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'm 2 seconds behind.
I didn't think I would get this, but here I am.
Yeah. Man, like I'm getting nervous now. Before I was like, all right, Martin's he's gonna do this now. Now I'm getting a little nervous that the buffer.
Welcome to the party. Always the optimist.
Not so smooth segue. Let's talk about what's going on. It's still sticking with Ducati. some shuffling going on, particularly with Rossi's brother and links of going to Honda. I have a lot of mixed feelings with this for a lot of different reasons. Um, for one writer in particular, Marco Bizzecchi, who at the first half, first 3/4 of the season was right in the mix with Bagnaia and Maritn, giving each of them like, oh man, this guy's fast. He's a threat. He was slated to move up to Pramac, side by side with Maritn, with Zarco going to Honda, but for some reason, Rossi put the kibosh on that.
I mean, we don't know that Rossi.
We don't know, but it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah. And now there's a rumor swirling. Nothing's verified, but potential of Luca going to factory Honda. Now, I'm not saying that factory Honda is definitely not the place to be right now. It is not the cool place to be anymore. But if I was Bizzecchi, I would feel some kind of way in that, like, why do I have to stay and he gets to go to a factory team? And I understand that they're a shit team, but he's going to make much more money, and I have the better bike. I guess it's like, do you want the more money or the better bike? And it just feels like Bizzecchi didn't get to have a say.
You know how I feel about Honda, HRC in particular.
Yeah.
To me, I look at that team as where you go for your retirement check. And to be like, I made factory, I got a shit ton of money, and it doesn't matter how this season or the next season go, as long as I can still kind of function in my body by the time I have completed my deal. So I think Luca is like, he's got 6 people ahead of him.
Yeah.
In line for seats that probably aren't ever going to come open. No one, like, all the other seats, all the factory seats are taken, and they're probably going to be taken for a long time. / he's not in line for any of those other ones.
Right.
So, what do you do?
No, I mean,
this is probably his last stop.
No, like for Luca, I totally understand. So, totally makes sense. Yeah.
So when you throw Bez in there, Bez has a future. He people will want him somewhere else, regardless of who his brother is, who's doing his bidding, blah blah blah. This is like, hey, do another year. He said 2 years though, I think.
Was it?
I'm not positive. I hope he only signed 1.
Yeah.
Because then he's now in the mix.
Yeah, for the next season.
For a better factory seat. I don't know. So I think he has more life in his career. He's in a good spot.
Yeah.
He also, you signed a deal with the devil. I think when you sign the VR46 Academy ride, that's like, now you are Rossi's puppet. But you also, it could go your way.
No, it could. I agree with all your points. There, like you said, like, if you're going right now in this current point in time, if you're going to Honda, is to collect a check, and
to end your career.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, absolutely. Like that seems to be the trajectory for Zarco. That's definitely the trajectory for Taka.
Yeah, but also Lorenzo, Pedrosa.
I mean, yeah, that's what's happened. Like, for Pedrosa, he was at the end of his career.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's coincidence.
Yeah, and Jorge kind of, sort of.
He was injured.
He was injured. Paul, he didn't go.
I mean, he went nowhere.
Yeah,
Mir has gone backwards.
I agree with all your points. It just has a weird taste in my mouth. For Bez.
For sure.
It just seems weird. The thing that struck me recently.
But what's better? Like,
I mean, no, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
Should he have gone to Pramac? Is that what you think?
It just seemed like he was stifled unfairly. Like, why not allow me to have, at least, if I'm not on the factory team, factory bike?
Yeah. Yeah, but they can't get more factory bikes. No,
I understand that. So, like, why stop me from going to Pramac? That seat was open. Morbidelli could have gone to VR46.
Do you know if it was a 1 year or 2 year at Pramac?
I'm sure he could have gone in 1 year. I mean,
I don't know
I'm
what
not
he would
sure.
have wanted. I don't know what he would have done.
I don't know. It just seems weird. Like I don't know enough to be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. So right now, it just feels really weird and just.
And like, was he saving that seat for Morbidelli? Like, that doesn't seem like a better move. Like,
I don't know. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think?
Let us know in the comments below.
Let us know in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button for more content. MotoGP, the best motorsport in the world.
We didn't talk about battles, passes, or crashes.
Okay. Well, as far as crashes, Honda.
Oh, I love how the running count.
The running count for
you know how like garages have like no accidents. I feel like there's one for Mir and one for Marquez. It's like
23, 27.
It's like I owe you a beer. Oh, I owe you a beer.
Yeah, 50 crashes between the two of them. 27 for Marquez and 23 for Mir. It is oof.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, have fun out there.
Golly.
Luca. Yeah, you think getting crushed out now is bad.
Let's see.
That's how you train to get on Honda. Let me see how you fall.
Yeah, hopefully Luca still has body parts after his first season.
Yeah, I mean, no one walks out of there without like all of them permanent damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I the only person I care about next year is Zarco.
Yeah. A lot of crashes in this race.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, round we go, yellow flag.
Miguel,
yellow flag.
Bender, Mir, Marquez.
Yeah. Oliveira, Aleix crashed.
Yeah, Aleix crashed out. Yeah, a lot of people were just falling.
Yeah, but not the usual. Not all of the usual.
I think Tacos also.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of crashes.
Yeah, lowest place on the grid was what, Bautista?
Bautista.
Oh, I read he had a neck injury.
Yeah, I wonder why wouldn't he tell anybody?
I don't know. Yeah, he'll be like,
it seems
let me see how I do.
Yeah, neck injury. Yeah. I could be able to do this.
Really? Because when we brought you in for the weekend, you're like, nope, no pain, no problems.
Yeah, okay. Passes, there's some good passes. Fabio did really good.
Fabio.
Best non-Ducati.
Yeah.
5th place. He did really well, getting through to people.
He rode so well.
He did really good. Pass your boy Bez.
Best rider on the grid.
You think he is still?
Yeah.
Okay.
I maintain that.
All right.
He makes more out of nothing than anyone.
Yeah, at this moment, yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
that's very true. Like it, I can see that argument.
I know, but you're still standing by Maritn.
He just has so much. For me, it just seems like he has more unpolished. It feels like his ceiling is higher.
Has more potential.
Yeah, I feel like his ceiling is higher.
Yeah, well. You got to be doing it right now.
Yeah, I understand that. I get it, but he's still younger than these two guys who've won Bagnaia and Fabio, who've won the championship. So they have their time to mature. I think this is Martin's maturing season, and I think next season, like I said before, I think it's going to be nuts, specifically within like the Ducati camp of like. They have 5 potential world champions for next season between Factory, Martin, Marquez, Bezzecchi, those old guys. To a lesser extent, Alex, he's turned around.
I mean, he's showing flashes, but listen,
but
I don't put it past Mark to do his brother just as dirty as he does any other fucking teammate.
I understand.
The worst spot on the grid, in my opinion, is always next to Mark.
Some good passes, mostly from Fabio coming up on the grid. Not much in a way of battles, just like a little like.
I mean, I like the Martin and Bagnaia.
Yeah, for like a couple corners.
Second.
Yeah, but it's a pretty boring race. All in all, I mean, like it's still better than the most exciting F1 race by far. But Yeah, it was a little bit lackluster, especially coming off of Indonesia.
Yeah, it's weird though. I didn't get sleepy. I probably Bastianini.
Yeah.
I just wanted the camera to stay on him, just riding
No.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. So by
So,
4 days time.
yeah, it's race week again, so we'll be back. We'll be in Qatar underneath the lights. Like we said before, it's a good track for both for the Ducatis in general, but like Martin's
Also,
done really
your
well.
boy Vinales.
I don't know. Really, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
As much as I love him, like I'm loyal to a fault. Man. Oh man. We'll see.
TBD.
TBD. If we could get the eighth winner, and it could be like Vinales, Martin, some other people, then Bagnaia, I'd be super happy.
Dot dot dot.
but we'll see.
All right.
All right. Thanks for watching our first beta episode. This is. Make sure you like and subscribe for more great content. Dorna, we're doing you a favor.
Yeah, we're spreading the good word
Yeah,
that they can't figure out how to do.
But again, my name is Dean,
Rachel.
and this is Battles
Passes.
and Crashes.
Crashes.